You know, this place in rural Wisconsin is making a difference in people's lives, and it's, you know, not glamorous work. You know, it can very easily fall under the radar. "75 years ago when Inspiration Ministries started, it was really because there was a need. Back then, people with disabilities were institutionalized, and our founder, Charlie Pedersen, wanted to do something more than just kind of warehouse people. He wanted to provide a community for them. So his desire was for them to live in community together, to experience community together, to help one another, to help them find jobs and to get jobs and to be successful. This is not a nursing home where people are living out their, you know, the remaining days of their lives. This is a place that people live for 40, 50, 60 years.
Inspiration Ministries here is to be a light in God's kingdom, caring for people with disabilities, to be the hands of Jesus, embracing adults with disabilities, both physical and cognitive, loving on them, caring for them, helping them to thrive. Adults with disabilities have tremendous value and are wonderful people. They're different than you, but they're just as wonderful. You know, the neat thing about adults with disability, they love more deeply than people on the outside.
You know, ultimately, I think when people come on campus, I hope they sense something different. Maybe a spirit because of our faith, ultimately, but also that it's a place that you can feel safe and a place that cares about others and wants to make a difference. I think we want to help people understand that all people are valued, and we want to make sure that those people live life to the fullest. And so I think what makes us different is that not only are we providing a place, a home, but we are providing hope.
To get people with disabilities to be engaged in the community, and not just for the purpose of integration into the community, but also so we can change the conversation about people with disabilities in the community. And our coffee shop, Inspired Coffee, I think is a great example of that.
Inspired Coffee is a coffee shop, but it's also a training program intentionally for people with disabilities. So we intentionally employ adults with disabilities here for the purpose of training and equipping them ultimately to launch them into a work environment where they can be more stable and equipped to do what God has called them to do. So we see them as people who God has created in His image with value and with a purpose, and we want to by God's power, team up with them to train them and equip them to do what He's planned for their lives.
We have the opportunity to engage, and so whether we're eating lunch with them, whether we're swimming with them, whether we're just taking a walk with them, I think that's the opportunity we have as a staff and also as volunteers to really engage and to just be here for them, because we have to remember this is their home, and some of them aren't able to come out of the home, and so we want to be able to give life to them and to speak life, to live life, and to help them, you know, remember the importance of just living well.
You know, we believe people with disabilities were made on purpose and for a purpose. We want to showcase that, not to objectify people with disabilities, but to really help the world see how special a person with a disability is. And in a lot of respects, all of us have our own disabilities as well. We all have those things that keep us from perfection. And so I think our goal also is to communicate that in different ways to the community, that we're really not that different. We're all the same, and we want us to have a beautiful world and interaction with each other that I think just enriches our lives.
Sometimes when it's not in front of you, we forget about it. And so it's like, how do we continue to motivate and encourage and to remind people that these individuals also need people walking life beside them. They need community. They need people to invest in them as well, because they are so willing to invest back.
We are here to serve people with disabilities, whether that's at Inspiration Ministries on the residential side or at Inspired Coffee. And we want to be able to help people come in at whatever level they are and to help them develop, whether that's spiritually, which is most important to us, or if that's physically, to help them grow and stretch themselves in that way. If it's emotionally or relationally, we want to help people to become all that God created them to be, and really looking at that in every aspect of their lives.